Habits are simply a skill you can learn. You're designed to learn new behavior. Your mind and your body, they're actually wired to learn patterns. And you can use this to your advantage.
Usually the thing that we talk about when we talk about habits, hey, habits will help you make more money or be productive or get fit or, reduce stress. And it's true that habits can do those things. But one of the biggest things that people have gravitated to from Atomic Habits is this concept that every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So it's that your habits are how you embody and shape your identity, not necessarily the focus on results.
Everyone tries to come at it from the other end, but when it comes to wanting to shift the way that you function, to get better or to perform better or to move away from things like addictive behaviors, it's absolutely foolish for any of us, me included, to think that we can do that by changing our thoughts first. Actually, the way to control our nervous system and feel the way we want to feel is to run that backwards. So if you change your behavior, then generally your thoughts, your feelings, and your perceptions change.
If you follow the brainwashing formula, which is focus, emotion, agitation, and repetition. It spells fear. And that is the best way to brainwash yourself to form these new habits and goals. So how can I get myself to focus? How can I build the emotion, which is the why? Not just one at the very beginning. How can I continue to make it emotional? Maybe I can make the cost of inaction emotional. And then agitation is, let's say I wanted to lose weight or whatever. The same house every day that I've lived X way in. I'm seeing the same hallway, same rug, same couch. Everything looks the same. My brain says, oh, I'm here, I'm gonna follow that script, because our brain writes scripts for us to save us time. So agitation means I'm gonna disrupt my environment so much and so often that my brain has no chance to default to an older script. And repetition, which is just over and over and over. How can I re-expose you to the same stimuli, or re-expose myself to the same stimuli?
The key to getting rich isn't about working past midnight every day to stay ahead of the competition or having a 3-hour morning routine. It's actually about forming micro habits, tiny habits that compound over time and make getting rich easy.
When we talk about changing our lives, we often think about these grand gestures, these sweeping changes that come with big decisions and dramatic moments. But I've learned something in my years of working with people and watching the ones who succeed and the ones who struggle. It's not the big things that make the biggest difference. No, it's the small things. The little habits, the little choices we make every day. See, if we're looking to change our lives in a big way, we have to start with the small. Because the small habits, the ones we often overlook or dismiss as insignificant, compound over time. And let me tell you, the results of compounded effort are extraordinary. You won't even recognize your life after you've been practicing these small habits long enough.
If people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission, not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
You need to ensure, I've had this idea about protect your passion at all costs, because if you begin to hate the thing that you do, you negatively change your trajectory. And that means that at the time when you can benefit the most by every single unit of work, which is the later that you go, presuming that you continue to hit that upward trajectory, if you've completely killed any passion or desire to do the work in the early stages because you've not protected it appropriately, that can be by focusing on the wrong things, by not rewarding yourself, by not building it with people that care about you, by just not celebrating when you hit milestones, all of the things that actually help to keep you going.
Being a character.
By the time you get to the stage where each unit of effort allows you to gain 1,000 or 1,000,000 of each of the things that it would have done at the very beginning, you've inverted the passion equation.
The top 1% do these 3 habits daily. Anyone telling you that people do the same thing every single day and that those things are what make them successful, they're full of it. And to be honest with you, as I've researched the top 1% and what they do every single day, all of their habits are different. Some of them wake up early, some go to bed late, some eat breakfast in the morning, others do the intermittent fasting. There is no rhyme or reason to the daily habits of the 1%. What is consistent across them is their belief in what they are creating and the consistent reminders that they create for themselves on where they're going, why they're going there, and the value of the vision. They align their activities in that day to get them closer to where they want to go. There is no 1 or 2 or even 3 things that all of them consistently across the board agree to that they do every day. Don't think that you need to make your bed or do the cold plunging or go to bed at the same time every single night in order to be successful.
There is only one habit that you need to achieve whatever you want in life. And it's not meditation. It's not journaling. It's not waking up at 5 a.m. In fact, you can do all those things and still manage to be a complete loser. The only habit that you need to worry about implementing in your life is the habit of doing what you say you're going to do. There is no trendy internet habit in this world that will produce such massive results as simply making your words and your actions congruent. If I was a betting man, I would never in a million years bet that the reason why you are unsatisfied with your life is due to a lack of cold showers and affirmations. If I was a betting man, I would put all of my chips on the fact that you say one thing and then do another.
What you practice in private, you'll be rewarded for in public. A lot of the day-to-day habits that we do each day either help or hinder us in life. A lot of our habits that we create are negative ones that feel good in the short term, but are often terrible for us in the long term when it comes to our health. Take getting up early as one example. It's very difficult to get up in the winter mornings, especially when it's dark and cold. But early mornings for a lot of us can be the most productive of times to get the selfish things we need to get done before the world wakes up.
Really hard to visualize something. It doesn't need to be anything like that. It can simply be, if you are deciding to adopt a new habit, to just think about the very specific sequence of steps that's required to execute that habit.
If we define a habit as a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. A habit is when you've done something so many times that your body now knows how to do it better than your conscious mind. And it's programmed subconsciously. So that when the body knows how to do it better than the conscious mind, then for the most part, the greatest habit we have to break is the habit of being ourselves, right? If you keep thinking the same way, if you keep making the same choices, if you keep doing the same things, if you keep reproducing the same experiences and feeling the same emotions, your biology begins to become hardwired in a sense. It becomes programmed. You'd have to change the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel.
One of the things that I've noticed for sure is this idea of the consistency long enough. I cannot tell you how many people, man, I've watched get so close and they just fatigue. And I think the reason they fatigue is there's no external proof yet. So they don't get, people look for a lot of things. Number one, they look for the external, like, hey, there's no evidence. Like, my bank account isn't bigger. Our sales aren't up. My body hasn't changed yet the way I want it to. Or they're obsessed with getting support from the people around them.
When we struggle with something, we need to expose ourselves more to it, not less. We need to stop listening to the voice in our head that's telling us to quit and keep pushing forward. Because when we do push forward and overcome those fears and anxieties, they become easier to deal with. We become better as human beings as we start living closer to our potential. We build up confidence in our abilities to take on more and deal with whatever life throws at us each day. We build self-esteem, self-confidence, and most importantly, self-discipline. This kind of power cannot be absorbed by some book or some blog post that you read on the internet. It has to be experienced and practiced daily. And, as I said at the start of this, what you practice in private, you are rewarded for in public.
Your personality creates your personal reality. That's it. It's that simple. And your personality is made up of how you think, how you act, and how you feel. So the present personality who's sitting here today, you, has created the present personal reality called your life. Would you agree? Would you also agree then, if you wanted to create a new personal reality, that on a fundamental level you would have to change the thoughts that you're thinking, the behaviors and habits that you're demonstrating, and the emotions that you've memorized that's become part of your identity? And most people try to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it never works. We have to become somebody else.